Elections are synonymous with controversies, and a presidential debate is no reason not to have a new one. This is about absentee ballots, the votes being sent via post. Trump keeps complaining about them, and now he has ammo to raise more doubts over the entire process. Nearly 100,000 voters in New York have got defective absentee ballots. What went wrong? Apparently, the envelope that came with the ballot had the wrong voter information. These envelopes are supposed to be used by voters to send in their votes. The problem is mostly limited to Brooklyn. Authorities say that voters here will now receive new ballots. President Trump did not waste time, though, to turn this lapse into a major issue. He fired 5 tweets, one after the other. And he said that there will be widespread fraud in this election because millions of voters have the choice to mail in their votes. The United States is the worst affected country in this Wuhan virus pandemic. In an attempt to keep voters safe, election authorities have introduced mail-in voting. So voters have 2 options, basically. They can choose to get their ballot at home and mail in their vote, or they can drop it at a dedicated election drop box. Trump says the entire process is vulnerable to fraud. Postal and election authorities do not agree with the president. So what happened in New York? Is this a serious case of fraud? According to reports, the ballots themselves had no error, just the envelopes. They are supposed to be used to send back the votes, these envelopes, and they had wrong names and addresses. And this does cast a doubt over New York's ability to conduct an election during a pandemic where millions are expected to mail in their vote. So the president does not agree with the process, and he refuses to commit to a peaceful transition if he loses the election.
Will you urge your supporters to stay calm during this extended period, not to engage in any civil unrest? And will you pledge tonight that you will not declare victory until the election has been independently certified?
I hope it's going to be a fair election. If it's a fair election,
what?
I am 100% on board. But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that.
Questions are being raised against the New York City Board of Elections also, the authority that is managing the election in New York. This board is run by both Democrats and Republicans, and it has a patchy track record. Back in the month of June, the primaries in New York ran into problems too. What about the rest of America? Are people struggling to vote? It doesn't seem like it. Early voting has already begun. Reports say more than 1 million Americans have already cast their vote. And this was well before the first debate. About 800,000 ballots came from the most competitive states like Wisconsin, North Carolina, Minnesota and Georgia. In 36 states, more than 30 million voters have requested for a ballot, which is not a very big number. As of 2019, there were almost 200 million eligible voters in America. The election is still 33 days away. Watch this space. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. World is One.